It's Wednesday, the 7th of December 2022. Welcome to the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Aylmer.
Good morning, Michael.
Sean, 5 big stories today to get through in 5 minutes. Let's jump straight into it. The Reserve Bank, story number 1, has lifted interest rates to the highest level in 10 years, pushing the official cash rate up by 25 basis points. And bad news, Sean, warning, there are more rate rises to come.
For someone with a $750,000 loan over 25 years, it will add about $110 to their monthly repayment bill, taking the increase since early May to about $1,250 or thereabouts. The official cash rate was lifted to 3.1% yesterday. That's the 8th consecutive rise by the central bank. Standard variable mortgage rate will now shift well above 6%. While there's plenty of carry on about the Reserve Bank stealing Christmas, the move was pretty well telegraphed, let's be honest. More important is what the Reserve Bank thinks about the future. It does expect to increase rates again, but said there's no preset course. Much will depend on how economic figures turn out. Inflation's a big one. Last we heard it was at 6.9%. The Reserve Bank Governor Philip Lowe wants to get it between 2 and 3%. That's target range. Big gap there. So, are we going to get more rate rises? How many? That is the big unknown. Market economists generally think there's 1 or 2, maybe 3 in the offing, and they will mostly be in the first half of next year. So probably the smart money's on 2 more rate rises. That'd be 50 basis points in total in the first 6 months of 2023. But of course, if something happens around inflation, all bets are off.
Sean, story number 2, anybody who has flown recently would know just how expensive it is. And now the competition watchdog has warned the airlines not to withhold capacity, with domestic airfares reaching levels well above pre-pandemic fares.
Yeah, in fact, they're at 15-year highs, and I tried to get an airfare yesterday, flying down Friday night from Sydney to Melbourne, back to Sydney on Sunday. The cheapest I could get was $1,500. Quite incredible.
Ouch.
Anyway, the quarterly Australian Competition and Consumer Commission report shows the average revenue per passenger was 27% higher in October this year than in October 2019 due to strong demand for travel and constrained supply as airlines have scaled back their schedule in response to high jet fuel costs and operational challenges. While the ACCC says it understands those capacity constraints, it will be keeping a very close watch on the airlines to make sure they do return to capacity when they can.
Sean, story number 3, the contractor building Snowy 2.0 has been forced into administration, which means that the cost of building this massive $6 billion hydropower project is likely to soar.
The contractor, Clough, was put into voluntary administration after its joint venture partner on Snowy 2.0, which is an Italian contractor by the name of WeBuild, pulled out of a $350 million proposed acquisition of Clough, the engineering group. The administrators, Deloitte, are now scrambling to raise money to keep things going. The 2,000-megawatt Snowy 2.0 pumped hydrogen project includes 40 kilometres of tunnels. Now, it's already running a year late. Clough's owners, Murray and Roberts, which are a South African firm, say they had no choice but to put it into administration after the group suffered cost blowouts on other infrastructure projects, not necessarily Snowy 2.0. Certainly puts that big projects plus LNG projects plus electricity transmission line projects in an uncertain world.
Okay, story number 4. This is a bit of a worry, Sean. Indonesia's national parliament has approved sweeping changes that includes jail sentences for consensual sex between unmarried people in the Muslim-majority country, and also makes criticising the country's president a crime.
Now, these offences are part of a wide-ranging new criminal code that's been years in the making, but really the public was given just a couple of days' notice that all political parties had agreed to the latest version, according to the Financial Review. It was rubber-stamped in Parliament yesterday. Now, the legislation is a massive setback for the many invested in promoting Indonesia as a modern country. That was on show in Bali for the G20 summit just a few weeks ago. The US has warned Indonesia not to pass the laws if they wanted a new modern country. Anyway, it passed yesterday.
And obviously with Bali, one of the most popular tourist destinations, particularly for Australians, I think there are a lot of people who will be watching this one very, very closely. Finally, Sean, story number 5, Nike has joined Adidas in dropping sponsorship of stars making anti-Semitic commentary.
Nike severed its contract with Kyrie Irving, one of the big names in US basketball, who plays for the Brooklyn Nets, after he promoted an anti-Semitic film on social media. Now, it follows Adidas's decision to terminate its relationship with entertainer Kanye West, now goes by the name of Ye, who pushed anti-Semitic views on social media as well. Yeezy, which is Ye's sportswear line, accounted for about 7% of revenue for Adidas. So that German company has certainly taken the high road on this one. It'll lose a lot of money, but it's principle you've got to admire.
Yeah, good on them. All right, there we go. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Michael.
It's Wednesday, the 7th of December, 2022. Remember to hit follow on the podcast, and don't forget to check out our new podcast, How Do They Afford That? It is out every Wednesday, all about making your money work a little bit harder for you, featuring Canna, Campbell, the founder of SugarMammaTV. The new episode out today is all about holidays and how to have the holiday that you want without blowing the budget. It is a cracker. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast Five by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.